Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever had a pocket full of loose change, you've probably come across a few pennies from the 1960s. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1961 USA 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent. What's its value? What makes it special? And what should you know if you have one of these coins in your collection? Stick around because we're about to uncover all that and more. Let's start with a little history. The 1961 1-cent coin is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin has undergone a few changes over the years, but it's the portrait of President Lincoln, facing right, that has remained a constant on the obverse since its inception. The obverse of the 1961 penny features President Lincoln's portrait, which, as you can see, is quite detailed. Above Lincoln's head, you'll notice the words, "In God we trust," with liberty, and the year 1961 also inscribed. A simple yet powerful design that has become a staple in American currency. On the reverse side, we have what's known as the nose. Rare varieties in errors can make a coin much more valuable. This error shows clear doubling on Lincoln's ear, often referred to as the doubled ear penny. Always check your coins carefully. You never know if you might have a treasure hiding in your spare change. During the 1980s, pennies were a staple of American commerce. The 1984 penny saw widespread use in vending machines, retail transactions, and even kids' piggy banks. While many have been lost to time or melted down, billions of these coins still circulate today, carrying the legacy of one of America's most famous presidents. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1984 Lincoln cent is an excellent piece to study. Its sheer abundance, historical significance, and potential for valuable errors make it a fascinating addition to any collection. What are your thoughts on this coin? Let us know in the comments below. 1981. Circulating history. Whether you're a coin collector, a history buff, or just curious about what happened to the humble penny, this video is for you. So, let's get started. The Canadian 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has been a staple of Canadian currency since 1858. For over a century, it served as the smallest denomination, playing a crucial role in daily transactions. But what made the 1981 penny stand out in the long history of Canadian coins? Let's delve into its story. The penny was introduced in 1858, modeled after the British penny, and quickly became an integral part of Canadian commerce. For many Canadians, the penny was more than just a coin. It was a symbol of economic stability in everyday life. Throughout its history, the penny underwent several design changes, reflecting Canada's evolving identity and artistic tastes. By the 1980s, the penny had settled into a design featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the iconic blue-nosed schooner on the reverse. The 1981 penny was made of copper-plated zinc, a shift from the earlier pure copper coins, primarily due to rising metal costs. It measured 19.5 millimeters in diameter and weighed 2.35 grams, consistent with the coins of that era. These specifications made the 1981 penny both functional for everyday use and a cherished item for collectors. In 1981, the Canadian economy was navigating through various challenges, including inflation and changing market dynamics. The penny played a vital role in everyday transactions, especially in making precise change. However, its utility was increasingly questioned as the cost of production began to rival its face value. In 1981, approximately 1.6 billion pennies were minted. These coins circulated widely across the country, from bustling urban centers to remote rural areas, facilitating millions of transactions daily. The Royal Canadian Mint was responsible for producing the 1981 penny. The Mint employed advanced machinery to ensure high-quality coins with consistent weight and design. Each penny was carefully crafted, from stamping the metal blanks to adding the final details of Queen Elizabeth II. And the blue-nosed despot. Its widespread use, the 1981 penny marked a period where the mint began to explore more cost-effective production methods, a trend that would eventually lead to significant changes in the decades to follow. Beyond its economic role, the penny held a special place in Canadian culture. It was involved in countless traditions, from the common penny for your thoughts to the hopeful act of tossing a penny into fountains for good luck. The 1981 penny in particular became a beloved collectible. Its design, year of release, and the stories associated with it made it a sought item for both casual and serious numismatists. Despite its popularity, the penny faced growing criticism by the early 1980s. The cost of producing a penny began to exceed its face value, leading to debates about its economic viability. Additionally, the digital revolution and the rise of electronic transactions started to reduce the reliance on small denominations. The debates surrounding the penny's usefulness and cost didn't end in 1981, but the year marked a significant point in its history. Over the next few decades, the Royal Canadian Mint continued to assess the penny's role, leading to consultations with the public and economic analyses. In 2012, the Canadian government officially announced the discontinuation of the penny, a decision influenced by 1988 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. Get ready to uncover the details about a coin that might still be hiding in your pocket. Change! The 1988 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln penny, is a part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which first appeared on the penny in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. The reverse design, introduced in 1959, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to the president's legacy created by Frank Gasparo. Look closely, and you'll even see a tiny engraving of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial. In 1988, the Lincoln penny was struck at two main facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while the Denver pennies feature a small D below the date. Year, over 11 billion 1-cent coins were produced, roughly 6 billion from Philadelphia and 5 billion from Denver. These high mintages ensured the coin's widespread circulation across the United States. By 1988, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned from the traditional 95% copper composition to the modern copper. Plated zinc formula, a change that occurred in 1982. This decision was made due to the rising cost of copper. The 1988 penny contains 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating, giving it that classic reddish hue. In 1988, the U.S. economy was booming, and pennies were essential for everyday transactions. Whether used in gumball machines, vending machines, or for exact change at the store, these coins were a daily companion for millions of Americans. Many of these coins have since been tucked away in piggy banks, jars, or even forgotten in couch cushions. Despite their humble value, their ubiquity and history make them a nostalgic piece of Americana. So, are 1988 pennies worth more than their face value? For circulating coins, their value is typically just 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded by agencies like PCGS or NGC, can fetch higher prices, often between $2 and $5. Look out for error coins from 1988, like off-center strikes, or coins with doubling on the text or design. 1. Rare variety to watch for is the 1988 penny with a reverse die meant for the following year's design, a fascinating error that can significantly boost its value. The 1988 Lincoln penny is part of a larger story, one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Even though pennies have faced calls for retirement due to their declining purchasing power, they remain a cultural icon. Whether you're a collector, historian, or simply someone who loves coins, the 1988 penny serves as a reminder of a time when every cent mattered. Coinage materials from 1942 to 1996, the Canadian penny was made of 98% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. Each 1982 penny weighs 3.24 grams and has a diameter of 19.5 millimeters. Its distinctive reddish-brown color comes from the high copper content, which made it popular among collectors. XMCJ Chronicum silver was purchased in 1982 when this coin was in circulation. It was a transformative time. The Canadian economy faced challenges like inflation and fluctuating commodity prices, which affected the cost of producing coins. In 1982, Canada celebrated the patriation of its constitution, a monumental event in its history. The economy was adjusting to the global oil crisis, and coins like this one were part of everyday life, used for everything from buying candy to paying bus fares. Let's talk numbers. In 1982, the Royal Canadian Mint produced approximately 1.2 billion one-cent coins. Yes, that's billion with a B. This high mintage means the coin is relatively common in circulated condition today. However, finding a 1982 penny in pristine condition can still be a challenge. Uncirculated examples are more desirable among collectors and can fetch a premium depending on their grade. You might be wondering, features like die errors, the value can increase. Some high-grade examples can sell for $1 to $5, while rare errors can fetch even more. Always check with a professional grading service or collector to assess your coin. Here's a fun fact. Because of its high copper content, the 1982 penny is sometimes melted down by metal recyclers. In fact, the copper in this coin is often worth more than its face value. While it's technically illegal to melt Canadian coins, collectors and metal enthusiasts have always been fascinated by the value hidden in these tiny treasures. The 1982 Canada 1-cent coin may seem small, but it represents a big part of Canada's economic and cultural history. Whether you're, a seasoned collector or a just starting out, this coin is a must-have for anyone interested in Canadian numismatics. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to get more deep dives into the world of coins and collectibles. And let us know in the comments, do you have a 1982 penny in your collection? Or do you have a favorite Canadian coin? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and happy collecting.